Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike. I have another review for you. From Humanoids, this is Space Bastards issue number 2. Um, get into the logistics part of it, but is written by Eric Peterson and Joe Aubrey, co-creators, and art by Darick Robertson, colors by Diego Rodriguez, and letters by Simon Bowland. Special thanks to Richard B. Clark, mentioned him too. Um, Another great issue, man. I'm enjoying this book. This is basically the origin of both Roy Sharpton and the intergalactic postal service and how it all got started. It kind of flips around, not a lot, but it does start out in present day, and Roy Sharpton is on the throne, and he is basically, trying to come up with a new plan to revitalize the postal service. Um, then it kind of goes backwards. We kind of go back when when Roy Sharpton was back in his early days, and he's at a casino having a good time, winning, but basically talking shit the whole time he is there, and kind of a lot of racial stuff pointed towards the American Indian crowd, them being associated with casinos. Um, and eventually, they do give him warnings, but they do you know, they take him, all mobster style, and they take him, backstage behind the casino in some dark rooms, and he thinks he's so drunk and out of it, and probably high too, but he thinks he is on his way to do a business meeting. Um, we shortly find out it is not, but after they knock him out, they kind of question who he is, and they do a little background search, and then they do like another flashback, and we get to see kind of a little more into, Roy Sharpton, and basically, they show him just being a failing business entrepreneur, that he has tried it like 3 or 4 times. At one time, he had a successful sex bot, kind of a industry, and then eventually it died and went bankrupt. But it says that he tried like 3 or 4 different companies, and they all kind of did the same thing. They failed and died. Um, the owner of the casino, he kind of finds all this out, and a bit of irony and laughter, he kind of sets Roy Sharpton up, but Roy Sharpton wakes up in the field not knowing what's going on, and he does have like a kind of, I guess, a message cube in his pocket, this being in the future, of course. But on the cube, it basically states that he is now the CEO of the Intergalactic Postal Service. That he bought it for like 24 credits and a coupon for a buffet coupon, something like that. Um, but Roy Sharpton instantly, hears all this news and is excited. Heads to the headquarters of the Intergalactic Postal Service, and finds out that he got screwed. That the Intergalactic Postal Service is in debt over like 14 $1 million, or maybe it could be like 14 bajillion, but a mass amount of money, you know. And Roy Sharpton basically kind of crying for a second, and then basically saying, well, my dad, he kind of said that you won't make any money sitting on your butt, kind of thing. He does, they kind of mention that one of the, it's kind of like the rep for the, and they show her right here, it's basically his assistant, but she kind of explains that they are able to save the postal service. They just need a revamp, some new ideas, that kind of thing, and that's kind of what they're hoping for from Roy Sharpton. And he does come back the next day dressed as you see here, kind of he takes the American Indian approach to it, and he kind of makes everybody that works for the postal service don these kind of garments and different clothes and stuff. The assistant's pointing out that it is very racist and stereotypical, but Roy Sharpton kind of sees it as part of his plan for his whole like the look of the Postal Service and how he was going. But in the process of trying to explain what he's doing, we do get this scene here where he walks over to this guy and he kicks him in the nuts and he asks him how does he feel, and the guy's like, ugh, and then he asks somebody to kick that guy, you know, the same guy in the nuts, and he's like, well, now how do you feel? And he's like, oh, double, you know, and he basically keeps asking people to kick this guy in the nuts and repeatedly asking him, does he feel good, you know, now that his nuts have been, you know, quadruply smashed. And he kind of comes up with this thing where he gets on top of a box and he holds a bottle of whiskey and he's like, look, we've all been kicked in the nuts. That's like our whole life, right? Working and making no money. And he's like, look, what if it was something like this? And he holds the whiskey bottle up and he tells everybody that's there, and it's like hundreds of workers, but he basically states that anybody that can get a box, you know, to him from, you know, A location to B location, you know, they'll win the whiskey. And instantly people go in this beat down frenzy trying to deliver the box to Roy Sharpton, and eventually we do have a winner that, you know, he does manage to take down some people and manage to get the box, and you know, he chugs the whiskey in glorious fashion, and Roy Sharpton says, now how do you feel, you know? And the guy's like, man, I feel better than I have in my whole life. And he's like, that's it. And with that kind of a notion and thinking and reaction, he comes up with the new look and feel of the intergalactic postal service that we saw in the first issue. Basically, at this point, stating that, you know, and he does kind of let go a bunch of those employees, but basically saying that they, you know, they won't need them anymore. They're going to be saving money. Because basically now it is going to be like you come and pick up the package and you deliver it. You know, you'll be paid on delivery. You'll be paid, you know, due to how dangerous the trip is and how many obstacles you have to overcome, kind of thing. He does show. They show two things on part of his plan. One, that he is responsible for Manny, and we met Manny in the first issue, but Manny is shown to be in jail, and Roy Sharpton goes visits him and basically tells him that he wants him to be a part of this the intergalactic postal service, but we don't know to what degree at the moment. We do see that Roy Sharpton also goes and kind of he goes to Powers Industry, and he basically is asking them for an exclusive deal to ship their merchandise, explaining that they will be saving money and at the same time gaining, you know, a whole lot of money in the process with this exclusive deal. You know, and it's basically Roy Sharpton, you know, setting up stuff to actual, you know, ship, basically. But not only that, but he wants the he comes up with the thing with he needs Power Industries also to make these bracelets, these tech that the Postal Service people are going to use to pick up and deliver the package. But he also needs the bracelets to kind of hide the identities of the postal workers, because we already seen that these postal workers are allowed to kill and maim, and as long as they are, you know, in the process of picking up or delivering the package. So basically Roy wants you know, the Wayne Industries to basically kind of make a like a cloaking device for these postal workers, and with these two ventures, the Wayne, you know, the Wayne Industry guys, or the, you know, Power Industries, they do agree to do it, and they basically see our first trial run of the said intergalactic postal service. We have a guy picking up a package from an individual, and as soon as he walks out that door, it is non-stop action with people showing up trying to kill him. Of course, the bracelet, you know, telling the guy that he did pick up the package, and we just see that there's, you know, it looks like a whole bunch of different, like, they look like bounty hunters and thugs and criminals that are trying to achieve the package. And every time, we've already seen that the package moves from hand to hand, it does increase in value. So the more hands it travels through, the more valuable it gets. We do see that this guy makes it so far, and eventually he is, you know, he is killed by none other than Manny, and Manny grabs it and kind of takes it on his way. And it's just like the other guy, as soon as Manny gets it, there is a whole ton of people that do manage to, try and kill him and stuff. And we do see one guy that manages to tangle up Manny for a little bit, enough for another guy to run by and grab it. And that guy does manage to hop in a spaceship and take off. Manny finally, just brute force killing the guy. Like, I think he slams him into the ground and the wall, but eventually making it to his spaceship, mentioning that the guy made the list. We know what the list is from the first issue, but and you don't want to be on that list, right? But we basically see that, like, Manny goes after him. Some space pirates are after them too. They kind of go after Manny. Eventually Manny takes care of basically, the pirates, and the original guy he does make it to the place where he's supposed to deliver it. As he walks in the door to deliver it, we see that he's instantly killed by, it kind of looks like the people he's supposed to deliver the package. The guy, as he's walking in, the guy's like, wait, I got the, and he's instantly killed. Manny kind of runs up, grabs the package, takes out the guys that killed that guy, and does make it into the next room to deliver the package. And we see that the package recipient is none other than Roy Sharpton himself. And basically it looks like the whole thing was a trial run, testing out the bracelets to see if they would work, because it was something that I passed over. But there is one scene back when Manny had first picked up the briefcase, and it is shown that some cops do see all this killing and maiming, and they are instantly about to go that way. And the information from the bracelets tells them that they don't need to interfere with that, and if they do, not only will they get fired, but they will be suspended. They will basically be in like a lawsuit kind of thing, where they'll have to pay money. So after all this, and now we are kind of caught up to present day, they go back to with Roy Sharpton, and he's basically going to that casino that kind of started this whole thing, and he does buy the casino from that American Indian individual. And he tells him that he's not going to fire all his employees. They will be downsizing a little bit. Excuse me, I'm getting the hiccups. Downsizing a little bit, but he'll keep everybody, but basically firing him and buying the casino. We see that's where his throne is, because we go back to that very first page, and Roy Sharpton is receiving a phone call while he is thinking about revitalizing the Postal Service, and we see he needs to hurry up, because in the phone call, it is kind of it's broadcasting a news segment, and the world is revealing that there is a new teleportation device that someone has created, and it looks like the Intergalactic Postal Service might be out of business, so to say. If you could just teleport your stuff from here to there, what will be the point of all the but that's where the issue leaves off. It does show a preview of the next issue. Like I said, man, a really good issue. The art is beyond stellar, of course. But the story, again, going back and learning not only the origin of Mr. Roy Sharpton, but the origin of the intergalactic Postal Service, and getting a brand new question on where we're going forward, and hopefully catching up to that scene that we got in the first issue where the casino is blown up and stuff like that. But that is Space Bastards #2. I'm going to get right on top of reading issue #3, and I might drop that review tonight. So stay tuned. Please like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll be with you in a little bit. Bye.